Welcome, freshmen. We have a really special flow presentation here for you today. I just want to begin by reminding you to keep your devices put away, so no cell phones, no Chromebooks, no laptops. You can have out a pencil and paper if you need to, if you want to grab some quotes for your article, if you're in my class, or Mr. Hendrickson. We are super excited to have a special presentation from the Laguna Beach Fire Department today. They have a lot to share with you and some really fun and exciting things, so I'm going to get it started right away. I would like to introduce you to someone who's been in the fire department for over 27 years. We have Captain Paramedic John Kuzmic. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Sarah. By the way, thank you, kids, adults, studs, for allowing me to speak during your lunch. I know that it's your time away. And I do know that you guys have gone over the 93 fire a little bit. Were any of you affected, your families affected by the fire? Did anybody's house burn down? Anybody have that experience of seeing what happened during that day? Where'd you live? And you were part of Canyon Acres, Arroyo, where were you a part of? Canyon Acres, scary deal. We had some firemen that lived on that street, and that I'll tell you a little bit about the story about them. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some slideshow. I'm going to see how smart you guys are. I'm going to see you guys interact, and let's see who's paying attention, because there is some winners up here. Okay, here is the 93 fire that started, firestorm of 93. Anybody think they can put that out with a hose line? Not a chance, right? This fire burned so hot, the radiant heat, the conduction heat, everything that's involved in this fire is so gnarly that you can't even get close enough or you'll fry. It's absolutely impossible to put this fire out with the hose line. There's nothing you can do to put this fire out. So at this day, this is a stagecoach fire. All we're going to do is I'm going to whip through a lot of these slides here. The stagecoach fire happened the same day. I'm going to run through this fire a little quick and then move on to the next one. 750 acres in the city of Anaheim, Orange and Villa Park. 9 structures destroyed, major damage, cause of arson. Who knows what arson is? Raise your hand. What is it? Fantastic. Nice catch. That's right. This fire started with arson. People started this fire. You guys are messing with fire one day, like they did in the canyon. You have some serious, you can kill people, and you can seriously injure people, and you destroyed their lives, you destroyed their houses, you destroyed all of the materials in the home, the stuff that they had in their homes. Okay, this is the Laguna fire. Okay, we all know it started at 11:50 in the morning. It had burned 14,337 acres across Emerald Bay and Laguna Beach. And 440 structures were destroyed with major damage. Who knows how big an acre is? Take a guess. What's your guess? 100 square feet? No, it's a little bigger than that. So, but I don't care, you spoke up, so I like that. Get him that candy bar, get him that candy. I like that, no, fantastic. No, an acre is about a 200 by 200 area. Okay, why is this important? I'll go over it. It's about 44,000 square feet, and a football field is about 1.3 acres. So if you can imagine, a football field is about 1.3 acres. Okay, as you come through again, we're going to see the Ortega fire that happened the same day, and we're going to go ahead and skip through this a little bit. Okay, now we're going to go through this. This is the fire that happened. That's Emerald Bay. That is gnarly. There's no way firemen are going to be able to put this out. In fact, the first captain on the scene, his name was Bing Boca. He lives on Cerritos? Cerritos. What were his words? What did he say on the radio? He said, Laguna Fire, in a very interesting voice, he said, send God and send the world. Because there was nothing else we had. Nothing else we had. So as you cruise through, this is the initial attack. They only had 6 engines on this fire. They had no helicopters and 2 to 3 acres on scene with moderate rate of spread. 2 to 3 acres, 2 football fields, right? Or 150 feet, what's that, 300 feet? Kidding, So as you see this fire, the fire began to run and it hit the bottom of the slope. Wind service 18 minutes into the fire. It was 20 acres. Can anybody outrun this fire? Not a chance. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about fuel, the three main components of fuel. Fuel is what? What is fuel? What's the fuel? Yeah. Yeah, all that stuff, right? And then how about weather, right? What's the weather? We all know what weather is. And what's the topography? What does topography mean? Go ahead. That's right, it sure is. Do you like Twix? All right, very good. No, that sounds good. Now I'm going to need somebody to tell you the reason why fire moves so fast. Why this moves so fast. I need 3 volunteers. Three come up real quick. 3 people come up real fast. Come on up. Okay. All right, get to stand there, right? Stand right here. 3 people stand right here. Okay, your fuel, your weather, your topography. You stand right here. Okay, the fire is right here, right? Stand forward, stand back here. You're here. And this is a hillside, right? The fire's right here. Anybody gonna get burned if there's no wind? Blow on this. When that wind comes through, it pushes the fire all the way down across the terrain. And what that does is it spreads the fire super fast. So when this fire and this wind, as you guys did, and you're standing here and there's a wind change, right? It now hits him. So when fire's straight up, that's fine. But when there's wind, what the heck happens? The wind pushes the fire, it chases it straight up to topography, and then from there it does leaps and bounds. So you'll never ever be able to catch this thing on high winds. So one of the things I want you to remember, and there'll be many of them. Thank you guys. One of the things I want you to remember is when there's wind and there's crazy winds, that's when you guys, as a person that lives in Laguna, starts to pay attention, right? Fuel moisture. Does that burn? Nah, maybe, right? There's a lot of moisture in there. I picked this out of the rain, right? Does that burn? Why? Why does this burn and this doesn't burn? Check. Why? I can't hear, but somebody wins. Good win. I saw you win. Right? There's no fuel moisture in there, right? There's no fuel moisture. There's no water in this thing, right? There's absolutely no water, so this fire's going to burn. And those are the Santa Ana winds. Does anybody know? This is what I want you to understand. I want you to learn. When you watch the weather, does anybody know the hottest months of the year that fire takes over Southern California? No. 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 October. You got it. All right. Okay. All right. So check this out. Emerald Bay was evacuated. Fire grew to 1,500 acres in the first hour. 1,500 acres. Are you going to outrun that? Absolutely not. It's going to burn fast and it's going to burn quick. I mentioned Santa Ana winds, right? So when you guys are at home and it comes those times and you're worried or you're thinking that there might be a wildfire, right? And we talked about fuel moistures. Okay, what Santa Ana winds are is over Arizona. Pressure pushes down in the Great Basin and forces all of that wind to Orange County. Does anybody know, when you look at your phone, you look at the weather, what direction should you be cautious of when a fire's coming to Laguna? No. 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 Okay. Not good enough. The fire comes northeast. I couldn't hear it. Okay. So when you look at your map and it's a hot day and there's a fire, right? And you look at your weather map and there's northeast winds and it's super hot and it's a Santa Ana day and the fuel is dry, and the weather's windy, and the topography's uphill, what do you think's gonna happen? We're gonna get this. And it was the perfect storm. Okay? Little after 1 p.m., the fire takes its home to Emerald Bay, right? Comes in there, the fire's traveled 4 more miles. As you cruise through, we had water pressure problems that were reported on the radio. We ran out of water, guys. There was so much fire. Does anybody know how many water tanks are in Laguna Beach? Okay. It's 21. 21 water tanks filled up with millions and millions of gallons of water. So now you guys are super good, okay? You're super fine, okay? Okay, we're not gonna go through this, but I want you to show you something. There's a thermal collapse which happens, which means when the wind swirls so hard, Brad, I need you. When the wind swirls so hard and the wind takes off, and guess what happens when you get into some of these situations right up here? You can get caught. And what do you do when you're a fireman and you get caught when there's nowhere else to go? You are done, right? We're going to show you right now. Go ahead and throw this on. I want you guys, while he's setting up, I'm going to continue to talk. And we're going to show you what we do, right? Check it out, listen up. This is last ditch effort. This is when firemen die. And we're going to show you our last line of safety. Okay. As you're cruising through it, went through a Memorial Trailer Park, and it grew to 3,000 acres, continued to burn Emerald Bay and Laguna Beach. You think these guys are going to put that fire out at the top left? Not a chance. So I want you guys to go home, and you guys live in Laguna. It's going to burn in your neighborhoods. I guarantee it's going to burn again in your neighborhoods. What are you going to do? That's something for another question. What are you guys going to do? Okay? I want to show you guys this. We're in our last line of defense. Listen up, this is important. Because one of you is going to come up here and do this. So we get caught in a fire, right? And Brad, you're caught. That fire is coming. You're going to come right here, right? And now he's going to deploy what's called a fire shelter, right? He's scraping away an area so he doesn't burn, because he's going to die. Because the fire is so hot, he's going to get into a fire shelter, and he's going to hide, and he's going to hope that this piece of material, which is highly fire resistant and rated, will save his life. He's going to get inside this fire container, fire shelter. It's going to save his life. So I want you guys to watch this because you're going to be tested. Ready? He's going to remove all of his equipment. Okay? I want you to watch because one of you is going to do this. He's going to get in his shelter. He's got his radio on. He's going to say, "Mayday, Mayday. I'm Fireman Brad Schlichting. I'm in Laguna Beach High School Theater. We're being overrun by fire. I'm on engine 1, send a helicopter, and here's my GPS coordinates, send help." Okay? He's in here, right? And hopefully the fire comes across him and it doesn't burn him. Good to go. Thank you. Okay, now, who's brave enough to try this? Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to have you step up in front. Give her a big hand. What's your name? Julia, you're going to stand right there. Okay? And you are now getting overrun with fire. And you watched him get in this fire shelter. In fact, we'll let you use this one here. Okay? And you're going to step in this thing, and you're going to get into it, and you're going to go under your face, and you're going to cover yourself up, because if you get burned, this is going to save your life. Okay? I want you to take this thing and see where you're going to get in. And you have to go to the floor. Okay, ready? Ho, 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 ho. We're talking about fire. We're talking about heavy winds, right? We're talking about hundreds of mile-an-hour winds, right? Why don't we add some wind? So now I want you to try and get into this fire shelter. Bring it closer. Stand right here. Stand right here. give her a round of applause, right? So when you're in, and when you guys are in heavy wind, Julia?
Yeah, thank you.
So when you guys are in heavy wind, you understand how hard that is. It's impossible to almost do that. Nice work. Okay, so the fire burned to 3,000 acres and it continued to burn in Emerald Bay and threatened Laguna Beach. 2.4 hours there. And this is what they're fighting. Do you think this guy is going to do any damage, any good up there? He's giving it his best effort, but if that fire happens, are any of you going to get on the roof with a hose? Absolutely not, right? You're not going to get on the roof with the hose, right? All right. Here we go. Command post, top of the world. Mass ignition happened, burned 4.5 minutes. The water system failed. We ran out of water. What do you do now? Does anybody know what stopped the Laguna fire? What? No rain. No. No. One more. No. You know what stopped the Laguna Beach fire? The ocean. The ocean stopped the fire because there was no other, the fuel, weather, and topography. They ran out of fuel to burn, right? They ran out of fuel to burn. Nice one. Very good. Okay? Does anybody know, this was a big event, right? Does anybody know how long this fire lasted? I need a hand. Less. Lasted about, right, 14, 16 hours, right? 14, 16 hours. So you guys think that this lasted a long time and it burned for hours and hours? It was less than 1 day. It destroyed 441 structures in less than 1 day. If you think that was gnarly, nothing else will be, right? Continued further across Canyon Acres. Where's our Canyon Acres guy right there? We had a guy, Carl Klass. I don't know if you know Carl Klass, anybody may know him, but he lived on Canyon Acres and he tried to put his own house out and half of his barn and section burned down. So, very, very gnarly stuff. We had every engine in the world here and they couldn't stop it. There's nothing they could do, right? And as you come through, if moved into the trailer park and it grows to 3,000 acres, continued to burn in Emerald Bay, threatened by Laguna fire. 2:30 p.m., 2.5 hours into the incident. Let's get going there, sorry. Went backward. Anybody know where that left area is up there at the top? You got it. Right? Came all the way downtown, burned half of this stuff. Wind on it? Is there wind on it? What about the slope? Good? Perfect alignment, everything's going probably as worse as you could be. And then you see that house there. What can you do with that house? Nothing. Exactly right. Nothing. Nothing. Okay? Now, I want you guys to check this out. What is that on the right? Have you guys studied this house? You have? You know, he's still alive, and I believe he still lives in the house, right? Right, Megan? I think he still lives in the house. What did he do different than all these other houses that burned down? Well, no, he didn't spray the house wet. I'll tell you what he did. I'll give you one shot. Go. Not too bad. So what he did was he absolutely fire safety proofed his house, right? Don't hurt yourself. And if you leave a wrapper, Megan will cut your throat. So make sure you don't leave any wrappers. So he fireproofed his house, okay? Fireproofing his house. All of his eaves were closed. His roof is what? Is it wood? It's tile. What about the side of his house? Is it wood? What is it? Concrete, stucco, right? Covered up his eaves where fire can travel in and out of there. He kept a pretty good perimeter of unburned fuel around his house, right? And all of his windows were what? You bet, right? So this guy did that. And does anybody know what he does for a living? Who said architect? Okay. Architect. I heard it come from over there too. All right. Share. Okay, so when you guys get home, what's the minimum clearance you have in your house if you live in Laguna Beach that you want to try and keep? So you want to clear your house with all the brush if you can. If you live in an area like this, how far? 100 feet? 100 feet. 100 feet. You were close. You're only off by 70. Okay, so here's the part where someone said the wind changed. Follow me here. Wind changed during the fire toward Newport Beach in Irvine. Last structure lost around 6 p.m. Does anybody remember what time the fire started? 11:50, right? Good. So how long did that go? 11:50 to 6 p.m. is the last structure that burned. Is that all day? So it blew across Aliso Canyon all the way to Newport Beach in 7 hours. 7 hours, right? Gnarly. Again, the morning reveals a loss of 441 homes, 14,000 acres have been burned. Marines helped search the rubble for victims. How many people died? 0. That's right. 0. Why? Why did no one die? Who said evacuation? Okay, very good. Evacuation. So, I've got 7 minutes. Couple things here. Does anybody remember the 3 components that you should look out for? No. You owe me a candy back. That was horrible. Okay, right? Fuel, weather, topography, right? What are the worst months? October, August, September, October. Okay, hold. No candy throwing if I can't hear you. Okay? And which direction need a hand when you're looking at your water? Northeast, right? Northeast winds. So I want somebody right now. May I use some person's phone? Megan? May I have someone use one of their phones? Okay, who has their phone with them? With the weather app. You have a weather app? I want you to tell me, hold on, he's got it. I want you to tell me, look at Laguna Beach today, tell me the wind, tell me the direction, and tell me everything. What do you got? What direction is the wind? What do you get with the south wind? Marine layer, right? Most of the time. So northeast winds, fuel, weather, topography. And one last thing to say, because I only have a few more minutes, we'll finish this up, is does anybody know on a bonus question what relative humidity means? Okay, here you go, ready? Relative humidity means the percent of water that is in this plant. This is probably at 90% water, right? What do you think that is? Right? 5, 7, okay, so under 10, right? So when the fuel, weather, topography is bad, it's hot, it's windy, the winds are coming from the northeast, and the relative humidity is under what? Okay, 10, under 10. What are you gonna get in October? That's right. Your job is to evacuate. Your job is to alert. Your jobs are to have your special things that you need, computer, animals, dogs, ready to go. Copy that? And you got to pass that on to your family. I've got 5 minutes. Okay. That happened in 7 hours? 7 hours? Is that not an amazing picture? That guy's the man, right? Because he took care of what he needed to do. Do not take care, not take care of your business when all of those things line up. So you've learned a few things, I hope. Okay, discussion points. Prevention. You guys obviously know what you need to do a little bit ahead of time, right? Initial attack, mutual aid, don't worry about that. That's our problem. Fire behavior, that's when it's erratic, right? Unified command, don't worry about that. Strategy and tactics, don't worry about that. Communications, you guys will communicate with your peeps, your people, right? Don't worry about that. Recovery and flooding, don't worry about that. And training and practice. Have things changed? What's changed since 1993 till now? Remember, we're in October right now. Ready? Go ahead. What's changed, gray shirt? Okay. We have goats, okay. But you know what's changed? Nothing. Nothing's changed. We can have this event again in October. All right. Okay, finishing it up. Okay, guys, just wanted to say thank you. I can stand up here and answer some questions for your class if you need anything. I appreciate your time. I've lost control. And here we go. Okay, so I'll turn it over to her.
If anyone has a question regarding the fire from Captain Kuzmic, please raise your hand and I'll come to you. Actually, you keep it.
Yes. And then, you guys want to come up? Okay, hold on. I tell you what, let them scan their thing or no? Okay. Okay, who had a question?
How did the fire affect the community?
Let me tell you, in the beginning, she asked, hey, hold up, listen up. You got a few more minutes. Listen up. She said, how did it affect the community? 441 houses lost, animals lost. What do you guys think? Lost their home, lost everything they owned. Not too cool, but guess what? We're resilient people, and we rebuild. And we work together, and we put it back together, and it's built back better than ever, right? Perfect. 2 more minutes. Well, the fire, what was it, aftermath after it burned? So when the fire died down, it eventually technically went out because it burned. What did it burn? It burned all of the, who said fuel? Burn the fuel, right? You ran out of fuel, right? One more question. Go ahead. Well, we weren't there, but. We were there in seconds. Anyways, I think that should do it, guys. We're gonna wrap it up here. I was gonna have Brad say some things, but we're out of time, so thank you. Sorry, I didn't do anything. We didn't do anything.
Next time.
All right, so I just want to say thank you guys again. Hope you pick something up from this and realize how important it is.
Can I please have a round of applause for Captain Kuzmic?